What's up, guys? It's Aaronitmar, and I just gotta vent a little bit because I absolutely hate how Nintendo is handling the release of Smash Ultimate DLC. The actual DLC I'm pretty hype about, but just the way they're going about releasing it, it irks me so much. Now, I know Hero was just announced to be shown off literally tomorrow, but that doesn't exactly excuse them entirely. With the soon-to-be 3 DLC characters we've had so far, we've had the exact same release schedule for each of them. First, it's an announcement. Then we have just a huge period of silence, and then they'll just randomly come out. It happened with Piranha Plant, with him randomly releasing the very last day that you could claim him for free. It happened with Joker, and now it's happening with Hero. I feel like this is just a huge misstep on their part. Now, I've seen a lot of people attribute it to hype, saying it makes people more excited for the character not knowing when it will drop, and I am just gonna have to respectfully disagree. Nintendo is one of like 2 companies that ever release DLC without giving a release date. It just makes no sense for them not to tell their customers when their next character is going to come out. Sure, people get excited when we do finally get some form of release date, but that's because we were all so frustrated about having no news for such a long time. In my mind, this is honestly just artificial hype, because every other game out there gives release dates and people are still appropriately excited for the content, if not even more so because they know when the release date is, and so as we get closer to that date, people get more and more excited. But with Nintendo, they just kind of drop it on us and people are excited for a day and then it comes out, and I don't know, there's no build up there to me. And it just feels weird that a AAA title like Super Smash Bros. Is releasing regular DLC content, and each and every time we have zero idea when it comes out until literally the day before. And I really only have one theory for this, and it's just that they want to ensure that the balance on the character is exactly right. When you consider the final 2 characters of Smash 4, Cloud and Bayonetta, and you considered both how good they were and how much community backlash that they both seem to get, I don't blame the Smash team for wanting to ensure that each and every character is genuinely balanced to the best of their ability. So far, both Plant and Joker aren't horribly overpowered, although some people do have an issue with Joker and his Arsene mechanic. But the worst that might happen if they release a kind of bad character is that they can buff it later on. That's a much better scenario in my opinion than releasing a super busted character, having everyone be furious, and then having to nerf it later. Which I think leads into why they aren't giving a release date. If they were to give themselves a hard release date that they need to stick to, 2 scenarios might play out. First, they could stick to the release date and potentially have to rush their work, resulting in either a buggy character or a completely broken and overpowered one. And obviously, neither of these are ideal, specifically if the character is buggy. The other scenario is if they realize that they can't stick to their release date and they're forced to delay the release of the character. Either of these would result in negative backlash from the community, and Smash fans are just absolutely rabid about stuff like that. And so if it's between either of those 2 scenarios, or the one that we're experiencing right now where they just drop it when it's ready, I choose what they chose in a heartbeat. But it makes sense in a way, especially because Nintendo seems to be focusing more and more on healthier development of games and content versus getting it done whatever it takes. Animal Crossing New Horizons, for example, was delayed because they didn't feel that in the amount of time that they had left based on their original release date, that they were going to be able to deliver a quality product. So instead of forcing everybody to work really hard in that small amount of time, or delivering a product that isn't what everyone expects, then they just simply delayed it, and that's kind of the same mindset that Smash has. Sakurai and the Ultimate team are probably working an appropriate amount of time, and that might mean that it takes a little bit longer for the character to be finished, but I would rather have that than have, a buggy character or have the Smash team really super overworked. And especially considering how unhealthy Sakurai has said that some of his previous work schedules have been, I'm okay with that. I don't want a buggy character, and I want a balanced character, and I definitely understand that they need a more relaxed workload. I just wish they would tell us. A quick tweet or some kind of statement in a Nintendo Direct when a new character is announced, that's really all they need to take away all of our confusion. Imagine a Nintendo Direct where they announce a new character and then during the trailer or right after, they say, we're working hard on this character and we're going to release it when it's finished. We can't give you a release date because we don't want to limit ourselves, and we want the final product to meet our standards as well as the standards that you expect from us. So please be patient while we work, and know that if the character isn't out, it's because it's not finished yet. Boom. That answers any questions that we have about what's taking so long for each of the 3 DLC characters we've experienced so far, and why we never have a release date or anything like that. I mean, it wouldn't satisfy 100% of the community, let's be realistic, but probably like 90 to 95% would at least be understanding, because at least that's some information. It would go from, man, when is Hero coming out? I'm mad, to, man, I hope Hero is finished soon so then it will come out and I can get to play it. Instead, though, we just go months and months with nothing until they release some kind of trailer randomly, and then bam, the character's out like the next day. That's certainly one way of doing things, I just don't think it's the best way of doing things. It results in a ton of unnecessary frustration in their fans because we're all waiting with bated breath and we just don't know anything. I mean, if you were to pick a random day of the week, you're just as likely to be right as you are to be wrong because we just have no information. And it's especially weird given the tweets and videos that have been released and then had to be forced to be changed for some reason, like the July releases that suddenly got turned into summer releases even though it included Hero, or the tweet from Nintendo Europe saying it's going to be out on the 31st and then they had to delete that and say it's just going to be announced by Sakurai. I just... What's the problem with giving us information? I don't know why they are so lock and key and like behind a bank vault when it comes to Super Smash Bros. Characters, information at all. And like I said, it's not necessarily just the release date thing. I mean, I would be fine with anything, even just a reminder that they're working on it, that it's not like they just forgot us, or, that it'll be done soon. Anything at all would be better than just sitting here with zero information and having the internet just be confused. It's just crazy to me that you can scroll through any website, YouTube, Reddit, Twitter, 4chan, and DLC release date speculation is a very frequently discussed topic. Not even DLC speculation, I mean, that's its thing by itself, but just the DLC release date, that is just insane to me. I mean, we have people like crazily tying strings together to try and figure out when a character is going to come out based on real world events, based on like actual schedules that are online. Like, this stuff is insane to me. And then you go look at any other game. I mean, compare a similar genre like Street Fighter V or Marvel vs. Capcom or Tekken, and they just give release dates for their characters. I feel like I'm a broken record at this point. It's just genuinely and utterly confusing to me why they give us no information. I mean, no other company does this. Okay, maybe Bandai Namco does with Dragon Ball FighterZ, but the exception to the rule just establishes that the rule exists. So I'd love to know what you guys think about everything that I said in this video and what your thoughts are on the lack of information that we have for DLC release dates. Does it make you more excited? Does it make you more bored? Anything you have to say, I'd like to know, because I personally, it's not that I'm not excited for the character, it's just if I had a date to look forward to as we got closer, I would be more and more excited. But as time goes on, it's more frustration that the character hasn't come out yet, they haven't said anything yet, we're basically in the dark and we have to like look at YouTube titles and tweets and like be like, oh, maybe it's this day, oh, maybe it's this day, oh, maybe it's way over here. Like, it's frustrating, not even from a content creator perspective, although that is a frustrating part, but just as a consumer. I mean, I bought the Fighter Pass, I'd like to know when the thing that I paid for is coming out, and they just won't tell us exactly, so that's where my frustration comes from mostly, but I'd love to know what your issue or what your non-issue is with the way they're doing it. Like I said, I want to be clear, I totally understand why they're taking their time, but I just wish they would tell us, hey, we're still taking our time, I don't know, it's a little frustrating to me, so I'd love to know what you guys think down in those comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to leave a like, and if you are new, then please be sure to subscribe, and also don't forget that tomorrow is Masahiro Sakurai's demonstration of Hero. I believe he's going to be showing off the new character's moveset and doing a kind of casual and unscripted kind of sit down with the character in the same way that he did at a tournament a while back for Spirits Mode. So I will be watching that and filming and talking about it. So be sure to subscribe if you are interested in that at all. And don't forget to watch it yourself if you're interested in it in the first place. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, and I hope you have an awesome day.